This is my debate about God. I know God exists, without a doubt in my mind. I've seen him. If you don't believe I've seen him, then fair enough. You haven't got the knowledge I've got. You haven't lived my life. You don't know nothing about my life. And I'm telling you, God exists, without a doubt. So, there you go. That's it. No, that's not the end, is it? Because just seeing God is no good. So for me to just tell you that I've seen God, it's no good, is it? You're not going to believe that. You're not going to take my word for it. Why would you take my word for it? Am I bothered whether you take my word for it? Well, you could say I'm here now, so I must be a little bothered. But it's frustrating because even people in church seem to be casting me off, and it's doing me head in completely. I've had enough. Is it not important enough that somebody's seen God that nobody even asks, or very rarely asks what I've seen? So if somebody like had seen an alien spaceship, they'd phone up these alien spaceship people and they'd say, "Oh, I've seen a spaceship," and somebody'd ask. But for some reason, it's not important that I've seen God to anybody. So this really is a message to find out: is seeing God important to anybody else but me, or is it just I that's received this knowledge? And I know that God exists through not just through seeing Him, but different things as well. For instance, let's talk about flight. I've been talking about flight this afternoon. This is one instance because we'll talk about how the human body works and how it apparently formed over millions of years. And I've been searching for answers, if you like, and I don't believe that. I don't know. I'm hoping somebody can give me an answer, really. I will listen to anybody that can give me a straight answer. And this is one thing I'd like to submit to you, is about flight. Because I've looked on Google. You know, if any question is asked these days, it's like Google it. So I Googled it. And I Googled on Google how did flight derive. Now, I had some idea on how flight derived from an atheist or an evolutional point of view. But then I got to thinking that, and this bit here is what sort of made me think that people in different fields are quite single-minded in what they perceive to be the truth. And when somebody submitted this information about flight and evolution, because they were obviously atheists or people that didn't believe in God, to actually submit the information. So by submitting this information, they're giving an answer as to how flight derived over millions of years. And then I started looking at maggots. I looked at maggots, and then I thought, what does a maggot turn into? And a maggot actually turns into a fly. It has wings and it flies off when it transforms from a chrysalis. And I know, so does a caterpillar. A caterpillar will eat leaves. It'll turn into a chrysalis, into a pupae larva, and within that process, it transforms into flight. So, if you ask somebody, a scientist, how long maggots have been around, they will probably say before dinosaurs. I don't know for sure. So, flies were in existence a very, very, very long time ago, except we've got a problem, because there's no way that something could learn to fly inside of that chrysalis. I mean, is it in that chrysalis? Is it a vast open space with tutorials on how to fly? And then the maggot turns into this, and then it goes inside another domain or another dimension and starts looking about with wings and flying and learning to fly over millions of years, and then it comes out of its cocoon and all of a sudden it's got wings and is able to buzz around like anything else. How evolution has given an answer to flight, to what they perceive to be the truth. Now, I know the truth. I know that God exists. I know I've seen God. I know God exists. And this is nothing to do with that. This is my debate against evolution. And when I say it's my debate, it's not my debate per se, but because I know God exists, I believe I can give answers, or I can give questions that are unanswerable by faith. I hope I can do this because it's something that I'd really like to do. and I've looked and delved into things where I think it's quite difficult to find an answer, because as it's been stated to me today, I do look deep within things, like the dots on the eyes. I wouldn't look at the eye, just the eye. I'd look between the spaces of words. I look between the spaces of words. I've actually come up with an invention by looking at the spaces between words, and I thought, well, imagine if you could write a code within the spaces of words, because really they're symbols representing sound. They're symbols representing sound, but that's another video. This video is a question to everybody on the planet. If you manage to get this video in front of you, I would like you to explain to me how a fly or a butterfly managed to fly, because an explanation for flight has already been submitted as believable on the planet. Now, because we've got a submittable clump of information, I couldn't find on the internet something that told me how a fly started to fly, and I can't see myself. I can see that the explanation of flight derives from something that would, well, I don't know really. I only see God, but I don't understand how something could sort of keep jumping in the air and grow wings even over millions of years. But taking away that possibility that something is able to learn to fly over thousands or millions or gazillions of years, when the span of that life from a maggot to a chrysalis transforms in 3 different places, how did that fly learn to fly when schematics and things, even humans have to use schematics and calculations to get something to fly? So evolution, even though we are part of evolution, if you want to say we evolved but we didn't, that evolution learned to fly, but we didn't. I don't get it. I mean, if I could live for 1,000,000 years and I kept trying to fly and flapping my wings, well, eventually they turn into feathers. I very much doubt that. So the limitations of life, to me, are very, very different to what people believe evolution to be. There's 7 minutes on this video, and this video is solely about a fly being able to fly or a butterfly. So please, could somebody answer me this question? It's a simple question. I want answers from you. If I can get an answer from you, then I could maybe look or dismiss that as being something. I'm going to start on to video 2 in a moment with something else I can be bothered to talk about. Right now, I don't know what will come next. I haven't got loads and loads and loads of information. I don't think I need loads and loads of information, so there's not going to be 1,000 videos. They're probably going to be very short. They're probably going to be straight to the point and pretty much ask a question to every atheist out there that says that God's in comparison with pink unicorns. So I'd like to ask questions to religious people. In fact, I would like to ask questions not just to one group of religious people. I would like to ask questions to every group of religious people that have ever read one of these. This is a Bible. This is my Bible. I'm not sure it's the first one I got, but it certainly is a Bible. And I've got questions that I want to ask priests as well. But it seems that whenever I go into a church, I'm not very welcomed for some reason. I must be evil. That's all I can say. Or something like that. I don't know. Perceptions of what's right, what is and what isn't. But I've gone into the church saying I've seen God, and they've gone, "Are you mad?" Well, obviously, but you can see my point, that if I'm deemed mad, then they're not deeming themselves madder because they believe in something that they have not seen. I have seen, and I know God exists, not just by that, but by knowledge. So this is a Bible. This I think, I'm not sure, because the world is a vast place. It's easier to communicate with the world these days a little bit than it is to receive some information, because there's a lot of information on the internet, and I don't know whether I'm the first to submit this information, but the information is the Bible. You say prove that God exists, but I just thought, how about proving whether the Bible or Bibles, were able to be written by a human or a collaboration of humans? Could one human have written the Bible? For what reason was the Bible written? Did the author have a reason for writing it? The characters in the book, it's a book, it's got characters, it's got places, it's got historical places, it's got historical facts, it's got lots and lots and true stories. This is not Harry Potter. This is not complete fallacy. This has got true stories in there. There are people that actually existed. Pontius Pilate, he existed. There are actually people that existed throughout the ages. So this book has spanned through many thousands of years. I don't know whether that's proven by the age of the paper, but there are tests that have been submitted on paper to see whether it's authentically old enough to be something from ages back. So, is it possible that humans actually wrote the Bible? Or must it have been written by somebody not of this planet, or somebody with information that's just way out there? But, for instance, and I'm going to cut this video now, go on to the next one. What I'm going to say is places, different global locations. I'm asking these questions because I'm a little bit stupid at times. To be honest, the Bible, God, it all does my head in, and I'm very emotional about it because I know the strengths of what I'm submitting is like, I'm telling you that God exists, you're telling me no he doesn't, or you don't want to believe, or whatever. I am telling you, no, God does exist. He really does. And to be honest, I want one. I'd rather have a God than not have a God, to be honest. It's just a matter of being good, isn't it? Behaving yourself and trying to live a long life. And which is something that, that's up to us as people on the planet. But yeah, this video, I've rambled on a little bit. This video is just about flight. The main question of this video, my name is Christian, by the way. I've seen God, and I just want to know if it is possible that flight started as evolutionists obviously state it does. Now, thank you very much. Please either leave a comment. If you're an idiot, just go away. If you're serious about submitting a comment, please do. But if you're an internet troll, I've just ain't got the time for you, okay? Just go away. Leave me alone, right? You don't want to listen. You've got no knowledge on anything. You're just a troll. That's why you've been named a troll. So if you want to be a troll, just bog off and be one. But don't be one round here. So thank you very much for listening if you're not a troll. And please, I'm sure that I've enlightened the Bible as a fantastic book in my eyes. In fact, it's the best book on the planet, and there's probably more copies of this book than any other book. And I'm going to tell you why it's the best book in the world. Not just because you can say God wrote it, because we'll cover that first. Call this like a Bible class, if you like. We're going to see, I'm going to ask priests, I'm going to ask people, maybe different religions, and ask them if it was possible that a human wrote their book, and for what reason it was written. So, but it's just the flight thing now. I just want to know how maggots learnt to fly. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one.